Americans stationed in the Middle East are in the crossfire of escalating conflict. The U.S. military said last week 78 attacks have been carried out against U.S. sites in Iraq and Syria over the past few weeks. On Friday, a rocket attack on the U.S. embassy in Baghdad caused minor damage, but no casualties. Iran-backed militias in Iraq have claimed responsibility for dozens of recent assaults. Retired Marine Corps Colonel Mark Cancian joins us now. He's a senior advisor at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Colonel, what's behind the escalation of attacks against U.S. sites in the Middle East?
Well, this is part of Hamas's and Iran's effort to regionalize the war. In other words, not keep it confined to Gaza and Israel, but to make it a regional war, bring in more actors, and therefore to take pressure off of Hamas. We've seen attacks on U.S. forces, for example. We've also seen some instability on the Israeli northern border. We've seen problems in the West Bank, and we've seen the Houthis attacking shipping in the Red Sea. It's all part of this strategy of expansion.
And this was something that was anticipated very early on. Is that correct?
It is, and it's been going on since the beginning of the war. There have been these attacks on U.S. bases in Syria and Iraq. That's continuing. The embassy attack is arguably an escalation, but there's a limited set of things that these surrogates can do.
And after increased attacks on ships in the Red Sea by Iranian-backed Houthi rebels, the U.S. has issued new sanctions against those providing support. What sort of impact, if any, could those sanctions really have?
Unfortunately, the sanctions are mostly symbolic. And the reason is, first, that the Houthis are an insurgent group. So their financing, their structure is hidden. It's difficult to get at. They aren't like a regular government. Then the second thing is that sanctions have not been very effective. Russia has been heavily sanctioned as a result of the war in Ukraine, but they're still able to continue the war. They're expanding the defense industry. There's a lot of question about how really effective sanctions can be.
In the case of last week's Red Sea attack, the U.S. warship in the area was not specifically targeted, but it did get involved after responding to distress calls. Do you see that kind of involvement increasing as violence escalates?
I think we will, unfortunately. The Houthis are a surrogate or a client of Iran. Iran wants to keep the pressure on Israel and expand the war. This is one way that they can do it. I think the United States will be forced to provide some escorts and some defenses for ships in the area. I think the United States will also try to make this an international effort, bring in other countries to provide escorts and to protect shipping through this area. If it gets worse, the United States might take action against the Houthis, launching strikes. We have not done that yet, but we have done some of that in Iraq and Syria. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened against the Houthis in Yemen.
Violence between Israel and Hezbollah has escalated in the nation's border with Lebanon in recent days. Could an all-out separate war break out there?
Well, this is very worrisome because unlike the surrogates in Iraq and the Houthis, whose military capabilities are limited, Hezbollah has very large military capabilities, much larger than Hamas. So if they became fully involved, that would be a dramatic escalation of the fighting. So far, Hamas, or Hezbollah rather, has been skirmishing with Israel. They want to show their bona fides, their anti-Israel stance, but they don't want to get involved too deeply. Both sides have gone back and forth. A worrisome statement came out of the Israelis saying that they might deal with Hezbollah after Hamas. You know, that kind of expansion would be a much larger war than what we're seeing in the Gaza Strip.
And how much of this is sort of posturing, and how much, just briefly here, and how much is this a real fear of this escalating even further?
Well, it's always been a fear. So far, what we're seeing is mostly posturing and sort of a statement of solidarity. If it gets larger, if Hezbollah really unleashes its military power, that would be very worrisome.
All right. Colonel Mark Cancian, as always, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thanks for having me on the show.